I titled our last batch of examples Solving Simple Absolute Value Equations, and these next few I'm calling More Complicated Absolute Value Equations. They're not going to be drastically more complicated, but what we're going to see is that we have maybe one or two steps that we need to take before we apply the problem-solving approaches that we used in those previous examples. Specifically, what we're going to see are problems that look very similar to what we were dealing with before, but we'll see extra terms or factors included on the same side as our absolute value expression. So in this case, what we have is the absolute value of 3 minus 5t plus 2 equal to 25. Before we apply the approaches that we used in the previous examples, the first thing we need to do is isolate that absolute value expression. To do that, what we'll do is subtract 2 to the other side, giving us the absolute value of 3 minus 5t is equal to 23. So in every case, we first need to check to see if our absolute value portion of the problem is isolated, and if not, take some step to get this piece of the problem isolated on one side of the equation. Once we've achieved that step, then we can go ahead and fall back on the approaches that we were using in those previous examples. Meaning we can now set this absolute value equation equal to both 23 and negative 23, and in both instances drop those absolute value bars. Solving those two equations then, we can do by subtracting 3 from both sides to give us negative 5t is equal to 20, and then dividing by negative 5 will give us negative 4 as one of our solutions. In our second equation, we'll use the same two steps, but subtracting 3 to the other side will give us negative 26, and then dividing by negative 5 will give us negative 26 over negative 5, or positive 26 over 5. In example 6, we again need to start off by isolating the absolute value portion of our problem, which in this case is simply the absolute value of x. In order to isolate that, what we'll do is multiply both sides by 7 over 8. So multiplying both sides of the equation by that reciprocal, which will give us the absolute value of x is equal to 21 over 8. This will allow us to set up those two equations. X is equal to 21 over 8, and x is equal to negative 21 over 8. In this case, there's no additional work, since now both of those equations are already solved for x. In example 7, we'll have to take two steps in order to isolate the absolute value portion, which is the absolute value of 3x. In our first step, what we'll do is subtract 5 to the other side, which will leave us with the opposite of the absolute value of 3x, equal to negative 4. And then to finish isolating that absolute value statement, we'll either think of it as multiplying or dividing both sides by negative 1 to give us positive 4. And now that we have the absolute value portion isolated, we can rewrite this as 3x is equal to 4 and 3x is equal to negative 4, and solve both equations, which will give us solutions of x equals 4/3 and x equals negative 4/3. So again, the only thing that really changed in these more complicated examples is that we have to start off by isolating whatever that absolute value statement is. But once we've taken care of those one or a few steps, then we can just continue solving as we did in those previous examples.